And then from there, we'll move into our movement practice, which will have flexibility, resiliency. There'll be yoga poses that you might recognize, as well as some functional movement resiliency, some functional movement, some joint resiliency, some lymphatic shaking, and some other stuff, dance and whatnot, that I've picked up along the way. It's been a 17-year journey and counting, so I like to bring in some of the other things that I've studied as well. Feel free to drop in the comments specific body parts or things you'd like to work on, and I'm more than happy to integrate that into our flow today. And we'll end with a nice long Savasana final relaxation pose. That'll be at the end. We'll play some Tibetan singing bowls. We'll just ground down together after all of that movement. Everything that I lead you through is an invitation. So please move at your own speed. Only go as far as your body allows. No need to push further. I will say, if you find something challenging, then just begin again. Just begin again, start again. Good morning, Brenna, on Facebook. Hello. So if you're finding something challenging, you keep falling out of the pose, just begin again. There's so much value in just resetting and restarting and trying again. If you're finding something challenging to hold, like you're in it, but it's difficult, like it's just hard and challenging, see if you've got another deep breath. That's like 2 Mississippis in and 2 Mississippis out, just at base. You might surprise yourself. It might be stronger than you think. It's just like sharp pain that you want to just back off from, right? It's not a dance routine. Doesn't have to look in your body the way it looks in my body. In fact, it never will, because like we've got different bodies, man. So let it be, and it's all good. Like the point is that you feel better stepping off the mat than you did stepping on. That's my intention for you. Cool. So pause this music that's working. Thank you, music, for working. And we're going to come to a comfortable seated position. Might take a moment to just pause or silence your devices. Just give yourself these 5 minutes at least, 10 minutes total, but 5 minutes at least of just no beeping and buzzing or none of that. Yeah? We're going to come to a comfortable seated position. Oh, good morning, Bodhi. You're just in time. We're just about to center. Good tips. Been trying to get into yoga. My wife's all about it, so I've been thinking of trying too. Well, you're welcome to join today. We do have a bunch of people who practice in a chair, so if you're at work, you can probably just sneak in a couple of these little things. Hands come to rest on the lap, either palms down to ground down or palms up to give and receive energy if you feel you've got a little extra to give today. And we're seated with chest over hips, head over heart. Eyes can close if that's comfortable for you. Or lower to a soft gaze just beyond your legs, not looking at anything in particular. We'll start with 3 cleansing breaths. In through the nose, shoulders rise up towards the ears, and an audible sigh out through the mouth as the shoulders drop away. Just allow the breath to continue at a normal, natural pace. Taking a moment here to arrive. Let go of everything that came before and everything that's to come up after. Become present to yourself here in this moment. Here in this space. Allowing sounds into your awareness. Maybe the sound of passing traffic or birds singing just outside your window. The sound of a pet or roommate shuffling in the room next door. Allowing all sounds in, all part of this moment, this experience. Notice the temperature of the air on your skin. And notice the weight where your body makes contact with the ground below you. Weight of your hands on your knees. Begin to scan your body from head down towards toes. Checking in for any places of tightness or sensitivity, any restlessness or fidgeting. And taking note to work into these places that call out for your attention throughout our practice here today. And shift the awareness from the body, Anamaya Kosha, up to the energetic level, Pranamaya Kosha. Noticing on a scale of 1 to 10 where you're at in this moment. 1 being exhausted, fatigued, ready for bed. 10 being so full of energy, it's hard to sit still. And attention to the breath. No need to change it, just observe the breathing. Following inhales and exhales. And noticing those spaces in between. Shifting the awareness up to the mind, Manomaya Kosha. Allowing thoughts and feelings to arise freely, but no need to engage with them like an image being projected onto a screen. The story goes on without our direct participation. And just notice, what are the quality of the thoughts today? Do they have a positive or a negative tilt to them? Are they ruminating on the past or attempting to predict the future? Not right or wrong, not good or bad, just something to notice. And we'll bring the attention back down to the breath. Expanding the breath now. Every inhale sips in a little more air as belly inflates and ribs expand. And exhale, draws belly button in towards spine, constricting, contracting those belly muscles. Every inhale sips in a little more air, and every exhale lets something more go. Deep belly breathing, expanding in the belly. This helps drop the diaphragm, allowing for more space for the lungs to fill. And exhaling through the belly as it pulls in and up. The diaphragm presses up into the lungs, helping expunge all of that air. And we'll begin the pranayama, the breathing technique that we've been playing with all February, equal parts breathing. So your next inhale, just bringing a count to that breath. So we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on at your own pace until you get to the very tip top of the breath. When you have no space to sip in even more air, whatever that number is, 4 or 7 or 12, exhale to the same pace or the same number count. So the amount of time that it takes, the length of your inhale is equal to that of the length of your exhale. So in for 7, out for 7. In and out through the nose if that's available, allowing the air to be nice and warm and humid as it enters the lungs. And it'll help slow your breath down as well instead of breathing through the mouth. Awesome, Bill of Smoke. I appreciate you. You're welcome anytime. Check it out. I will check you out later. Seated up nice and tall like there's a string attached to the crown of your head. Shoulders still pulled back as you continue the breath and the counting. When the mind wanders, bring it back to the breath, back to the counting. On your next exhale, releasing any counting and effort from the breath, returning to a natural pace. And hands come to meet at heart center in Anjali Mudra, so no space between the fingers, and thumbs press into the sternum. And consider here setting an intention or a dedication for your practice. It might be the Sankalpa you've been working with all year, or something you might inspire you. Just being mindful to claim that intention in the affirmative and present tense. So if you're looking to cultivate more confidence in your life, your intention would be confidence, and it would sound like, I am confident. And we'll set that intention with the sound of Om. You're invited to chant with me. First, a cleansing breath. Allow your hands to rest in your lap, chin drops towards chest, and then an inhale, right ear rolls over towards right shoulder. Exhaling, chin to chest, and left ear towards left shoulder. Just allowing the head to roll side to side, nice and gentle, bringing movement into the body. Ghost Floof, good morning, my friend. Oh, my broken arm, girl. I know, because of the wrist. You know, there's more wrist resiliency coming today. Just wait. I'm teaching you these things so that you don't break your arm. You know? I see you got a white strap like the hospital patients have. This is a gift from my mother-in-law because it's like something I would never buy myself, but like would always want. Not like big into shopping, but I love receiving gifts. Good morning. Man, that doggy is so friendly. Yeah, she is, Lucy. Little spirit animal. All right, next time the head rolls to center, bring it up to neutral. We're going to roll the shoulders forward. She's like a ninja. Like, you can't see her at all. She like sticks out her little tongue. So cute. So we're just bringing movement into the body. Roll the shoulders back. Gout Cloud, good morning, friend. What is that little emoji? Is it a bunch of little bears with hearts? That's cute. Yeah, I'm jealous. Wish I could get gifts like that. Yeah, I mean, all you have to do is date and marry the right guy for 11 years. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Alright, come to stillness in the shoulders. Arms sweep up overhead with a deep breath in. And exhale, bend over to the right. That was my plan all along. This whole relationship was just an act to get an Apple Watch. We're gonna bring it over to the other side. No, but real talk, my mother-in-law is actually like a freaking saint. She practices with us on Sundays, actually. She's on here. She knows how to like comment and stuff too. She's like fairly Twitch savvy. So we're just opening up the side body here. Loud, I'm straight. Even fancy straps ain't gonna get me suddenly feeling susceptible. Oh, okay. Well, I have no idea what your gender or preferences are. You can see me, but I can't see you. Alright, back to center, and we'll twist it to the right. Inhale up through center, and exhale to the left. Following the breath, in to rise, and out to twist. In to rise, and up to twist. Back to center, and then we'll extend the legs out in front, spread and scrunch the toes, roll out your ankles. No kisses. And other side. No, everyone will see. You can't kiss me on screen. Doggo is doing breathing exercises always. Sometimes she like puts her whole freaking like snout down my mouth like when I'm oming. Alright, knees bend. Feet come nice and wide. And drop the knees side to side. It's because we didn't go on a very good walk yesterday. We just went on like a maintenance walk. You ever go on a maintenance walk? It's not like an adventure walk. And Lucy is an adventure dog, so she expects more. She has very high standards for entertainment. All right, so let me just bring this a little closer. Oh, so I can still see chat. So you're gonna turn to the side, hug the knees in, roll back. Give yourself a little like lower back massage here. Of course you're gonna lay down there. Of course you are. Great. So, alright. We're bringing the knees to 90-degree angle with the ground. Super dark black dogs, like those are rare. You guys are so lucky. Yeah. She's a good one. We rescued her from Louisiana. Not from the state, but you know what I mean. Alright, so here we are. I'm making 90 degrees with my feet, my knees, and my hips. So it's like I'm going to keep this positioning as I slowly lower my legs to the right. I'm keeping my left shoulder on the ground. So I'm just using my core muscles and a little bit, you can, like starting, you can use a little bit of elbow strength too to bring it back up. So I'm lowering to the side, keeping shoulder attached to the ground, and then bringing it back up. So little by little, I want to use less and less elbow strength to keep this, what's it called, motion controlled, and more core strength. Yeah, I got two Rotties that are dark like that. They test my reflexes at night, if nothing else. Oh my gosh, I'm always thinking that she's lost. I've had her for 7 years, and I'm still like, where's the dog? And she's like right next to me. I got her a blinky collar, like a glow in the dark. I'll put like glow sticks around her neck at parties so that she doesn't get lost. She doesn't need to be on a leash. She's very well behaved. But I'm the one who gets nervous, even though she's always like literally underfoot. She's always right next to me. So we just got one more like this. So we're just like warming up the lower back, but also just like warming up the abdominal muscles. Here we are back in center. How am I gonna do this? Okay. So I think I'm just gonna come a little bit closer to you guys. I'll just let Lucy have the mat. What's new? Me when I can't do the stretches you're doing. Okay, well the next one's gonna be a little bit more difficult, so, but not to freak you out or anything. I might have to go. Jeez, Luce, you're really right in my. Can I just like shift you over a little bit? Thank you. You can still lay down. Okay, so, or how about you lay down here? Not here, here. There we go. There's my assistant. Yeah. Okay, so my feet are in close to my hips. Hands come underneath the lower back. Underneath the lower back, and I'm going to be pressing. Lucy, come sit here, baby. I'm going to be pressing my lower back into my hands the whole time. Legs come up overhead like the letter. Not like, I don't know what letter this is, like the letter L. I'm not sure which direction you guys are seeing me at. But I'm pressing my lower back into my hands, and I'm going to keep that pressure, like this pressure here, the entire time. Deep breath in. Legs straighten to the best of your ability. It's okay if they're not straight, but just working towards straight. It's going to be easier if they're straight, okay? Lowering down to a hover, maybe like 4 inches from the ground, and then bringing it back up. Legs lower with control, and then just notice when they're down here, the lower back wants to arch, but you'll know that it's not because the hands are still being pressed down by the lumbar spine. Right. Exhaling on the lower and inhaling on the way back. The opposite makes more sense to you, and inhaling on the way down, exhaling on the way up feels better, than do you. You're just connecting the breath with the movement here though. either direction. I like exhale on the lower. I don't know why. Logically, that just makes sense for me. And we just got 3 more like this. So the harder you point your toes and straighten out the legs, the more the effort kind of gets distributed through your whole body instead of just being on the abs. So you're still getting the benefit, but it just doesn't feel as hard as when it's just one part of your body working. I don't know, it's like a redistribution of effort. Alright, we're just going to hold it here for 3, 2, but not the breath. We're still breathing. We're not holding the breathing ever really. We're just holding the position. See what I did there? Alright, let it go. Arms reach up overhead. Toes point full body stretch. Alright. Great work, guys. Knees bend. Also me, Lurk. She wants attention so bad. Yeah, I know, she left. She left me for my husband because he's probably going to give her more undivided attention. Cool. Alright, so, caca. Here we are. We're going to cross the right foot, right ankle over the left thigh and press the knee away. Just using that hip flexor strength, and then using just core strength, I'll bring the left knee in towards the body. So I'm bringing the knee in towards chest, then hands reach through. Left hand reaches around the outside, right hand reaches through that little like bagel hole. Grab behind the knee. And I'm going to pull in the left knee towards the chest while my right elbow presses the right knee away. So there's a pull in from the hands and a press away with the elbow. So really what I'm focusing on is not trying to get my right knee to touch my chest. It's about getting the left knee to press away. I'm keeping my feet flexed. And shoulders are melted away down by the sides. So I'm using bicep strength and pulling in with my arms. My shoulders are not doing any of the work here. Just got one more deep breath here. Sweet. Then release this left foot down to the ground. Right knee still pressing away. Hands released down by the sides. And we'll just tuck the hips and peel the back up off the ground for a Ardha Padmasana Bandhasana. So we're just pressing the hips up just like through bridge pose while the right knee is really pressing down and away. You should feel a nice deep hip stretch in the opposite direction than those leg lifts were giving us. Just one more deep breath here. And gently releasing in reverse. Hips touch down last. Unhook the leg, ankle from the knee, and then we'll pull this knee in towards the chest. Or really, I like kind of avoiding the belly and pulling it in towards the armpit. Let the left foot relax, right heel still pressed away. Just giving this hug in through wind relieving pose. All right, releasing that leg down. Then we'll bend both knees and cross the right, nope, just did that. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Using just core strength, right knee pulls in towards the chest. So going as far as you can using just your core strength here. Then the hands reach through. Right hand around the outside, left hand through that little bagel hole. Grabbing behind the knee, feet stay flexed. Using biceps, not shoulders. Shoulders are relaxed. Using biceps to pull the knee in and the left elbow to press the left knee away. Every exhale pulls the thigh in closer to the chest. Every inhale presses the left knee away. Breathing into that left hip. So when I say breathing into, it's kind of a visualization practice where you imagine the air coming in through the nose and passing to the location that we're stretching, the location that we're kind of giving attention and working on. So you can imagine the air swirling around your left thigh, hip, wherever you feel that stretch. And the exhale kind of alleviates whatever tension was brought up there. Oh, hello YouTube. Hello, good morning. Sharma and Jan. Full breath here. And then releasing the right foot onto the ground. Hands released down by the sides. And then just dipping in the hips so that the lower back presses into the ground. We'll just peel the hips up and away from the ground for our bridge pose. Right knee stays over right ankle. You can tuck the shoulders under a bit just for a bit more stability and to get the weight out of the neck and into the shoulders. And I'm pressing this left knee away, keeping the hips up risen. Squeezing in the glutes to help, help support the bridge. And just give some structure to it, some stability to it. We've got another breath here. And then releasing in reverse. Untuck the shoulders, rolling down one vertebra at a time, hips touch down last. Extend the left leg long. And now the right knee, avoiding the belly, pulls in towards the chest, towards that right armpit. So glad I always sit cross-legged. Yeah, it's super good for you, even when you're in a chair. I do the same thing. I forget that it's rude to some people, so I show up to people's houses and I'm just sitting in a deep squat on their chair like a gargoyle, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Existing." But I sitting in a normal chair seat just feels wrong. It feels wrong. I don't like it. I like sitting on the floor. Alright, so same as before, I'm just using my biceps to keep this knee pulled in towards the chest. I'm letting my shoulders just be melted away. I'm going to release that leg, and then both knees come in. I'm just going to give it a rock forward and back, down one side of the spine and the other. The little muscles surrounding your spine, like the bones, are called erector spinae. Just giving it a little massage. So we come all the way up. Maybe you even come into a squat. I always do it. The existence marks on the back of your legs ain't cool though. The existence marks on the back of your legs. What existence marks? Sorry, I don't know what that means. Alright, so maybe you got here, maybe you didn't, but either way, we're gonna meet. Let's not even meet in a deep squat. I feel like that's a lot. So let's just bring it up. Feet come nice and wide, like mat's distance. I'm spending one knee and then the other. And let the head be heavy, nodding the head yes. The knees can be a little or a lot bent for this if that feels better for you. And then shake the head no. Grab opposite elbows for a ragdoll. Give yourself a little rock side to side. Just a little free movement here. Exploring this first major forward fold. Cool, cool. And bring it back to center. Heel toe the feet in together. Big toes come to touch, a little space between the ankles. And inhale, halfway lift. Hands on shins, crown of the head towards the front of the room. Tailbone towards the back. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale rolls you all the way up to stand, one vertebra at a time. Heavy head comes up last. Arms, sweep up when you get there. Boop, boop, boop. Probably don't need to explain. It's something you get when you're over 240 pounds. Red scars that run vertically alongside your legs, indicating skin death over time. But yeah, you need weight and years before you see them. Got it. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I was not familiar with that term or that happening, but it sounds painful. So, yeah, I don't know, it's like when you sit cross-legged, your hips are probably more open than most of the people in your life. So that's great. You just need to do like equal in motions so that your muscles stay like evenly stretched out. But that's what we do here, baby, so we all good. Alright, so here we are at the top of the mat. And you can get one of these in. Arms sweep up overhead, eyes follow fingertips. Exhaling, forward fold. You can have a little bend in the knees to protect the lower back. Inhale, half lift, hands on shins. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Right foot takes a giant step back. So bend in the left knee. That's going to give you the space you need to take a proper step back with that right foot. Left knee over left ankle. Arms sweep up overhead for a high lunge. You can also use this thigh as a step in between. Left hip pulls back, right hip pulls forward, hips nice and square. Deep breath in here. And on the exhale, fingers interlace, hands come behind the head, and press the head into the hands. Hands press into the head as the elbows pull open. So we're using this as a chest stretch. And shoulder opening. Arms come back up overhead. Exhale, hands release down to the ground. Back foot steps in just maybe 6 inches, maybe even less to get the heel flat on the ground. Right foot is at a 45-degree angle. And then we'll work on straightening out the front left leg. So you can bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. And the next time you get it to straight or straight-ish, just pull the right hip forward, press the left hip back to really breathe into the stretch on the back of the left leg. If you're looking for a deeper stretch, you can lift the toes, pressing into the heel. Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. So breathing fully here, we just got one more deep breath. Then pressing down through the foot. If it was lifted, bend in the left knee. Right foot takes a bit of a further step back, toes facing the long side of the mat. Bring both hands to the inside of the left the left foot. And then it's like a backwards cartwheel up to warrior two. And adjust the spacing accordingly. So my shoulders are up over the hips. Right knee over right ankle, left knee over left ankle, and I'm pressing into the pinky side edge of the right foot. Inhale, reverse. Left arm reaches up towards the sky. And exhale, it's like half cartwheel. The hand's going to come down towards the ground. And then we lift and levitate the back leg up. Gaze can be down towards the ground. It's going to be more stable. I'm pressing through the left foot into the ground and pressing through the right foot as if it's pressed against the wall behind me. Arms are stacked on top of one another for Ardha Chandrasana, balancing half moon. So I'm trying to stack my right hip directly over left hip. Trying to stack my right shoulder directly over left shoulder. We might even press the toes, the standing toes, into the ground a bit to start to lift the torso. One more breath here. And bend in this left foot. Back up through warrior two, back up through reverse. And cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot. Step the left foot back to meet the right through
plank pose. Deep breath in, shifts you forward. Exhale, chaturanga, lowering halfway, tops of the feet flip. Inhaling to upward facing dog, shoulder blades squeeze together. And exhale, downward facing dog, hips press up high. Heels release down towards the ground, fingers spread wide, heads heavy. Inhaling, heels rise. And exhale through the mouth as the heels release down. It doesn't matter if they touch the ground or not. It's just the direction of the body. Looking up between the hands, bend in the knees, like a spring being loaded, and take a big hop up to the top. You can take a couple hops or a couple steps, it's all good. Big toes come to touch, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rolls you all the way up to stand, heavy head comes up last, arms sweep up when you get there. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead, head tilts back to follow the hands. And exhale, forward fold. We'll bend in the knees to protect the lower back. Inhale, half lift, hands on shins. And exhale, hands down to the ground, left foot takes a giant step back. Bending in that right knee to give you the space you need for the full step back. Right knee over right ankle. Arms sweep up overhead with a deep breath in. And exhale, fingers interlace behind the head. Just change the interlace, so if your right finger's on top, bring the left index finger on top, behind the head. And the head presses into the hands as the hands press into the head, using that leverage to open the shoulders out. Open the elbows out, giving the shoulders a nice stretch. Breathe fully here, strong in the legs, the right hips pulling back, left hips pressing forward, keeping the hips nice and square. Inhale, arms rise up to the sky. Exhale, they touch down to frame the front foot, step the back foot in maybe 6 inches to get the heel down to the ground. Foot's at a 45-degree angle, and we'll begin straightening and bending into the front knee. So just a little bit of dynamic movement, dynamic stretching before we hold anything long and strong. The next time it comes to straight or towards straightness. We're just going to hold it there, pulling the right hip back, pressing the left hip forward. Maybe the top body kind of relaxes over that front leg. And if you're looking for a deeper stretch, you can lift the toes so you're just balancing on the heel. And the heel's pressing back as the hip pulls back. Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. Last deep breath here, fullest expression of your pose. And then let the knee bend, toes touch back down. I'm going to change directions just so you can see what I'm doing, so I can talk to the the camera instead of towards the wall, but you can stay whatever direction makes sense for you. The back foot steps back. Heel touches down so the toes are facing the long side of the mat. Both hands come to the inside of the right foot. Then cartwheel the arms up to warrior two. Pressing into the pinky side edge of the left foot. Right knee over right ankle. Inhale, reverse. Right arm sweeps open. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down, setting up for our Ardha Chandrasana balancing half moon. So my hand just touches down just beyond my foot. Same direction or same line of energy. Left leg begins to levitate up. My foot is flexed as if I'm pressing into the back wall for stability. That wall. Short end of the mat wall. Yeah? Trying to stack my left hip over my right hip. Glutes are squeezed tight for this like hip formation. You can look down towards that bottom foot. That's going to give you a little bit more stability than looking around the room. Drishti, a focal point. I'm pressing into that bottom foot to start playing with bringing the weight out of the left hand. I think like the nice next step is pressing into the right thigh. Just resetting. Fall, begin again, even through the frustration. Just got one more breath here. We'll bend in the right knee, left foot lands down, reverse warrior, cartwheel the arms down to the ground. To frame this foot, right foot steps back to meet left. Plank pose, inhale, shift it forward, exhale, chaturanga, lower it halfway. Then inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Hips press up high, heels press down towards the ground, fingers spread wide, head is heavy, eyes are open. Bend deep in the knees, like a spring being loaded, look up between the hands. Give it a little hop to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale brings you all the way up to stand. Arms sweep up when you get there. And exhale, hands to heart center. It's just signs that you sit cross-legged too often. That was a huge little hop. It wasn't a little hop. If I had done a little hop, I wouldn't have overhopped. But speaking of hopping, we are now at the lymphatic shaking part of class. So all that extra, too much hopping energy, we're just gonna get out right here. So give yourself hands a shake, give the shoulders a bit of a shake. So just kind of like let my arms flop, raise and drop my shoulders, and shake out the legs. Give the whole body a bit of a jump. Good morning, Evelyn. All right. Evelyn, Sally. Oh, good morning, Eve. There we go. Here we go. All right. What does it say? Shake it then. Yeah, exactly. So the whole body's shaking here. So lymphatic shake is all about releasing tension from the body. And it's almost like, you know, like when you have one of those smoothie bottles with like the metal thing in the middle, in the inside, and you shake it so that all of like the dust, like the vitamin dust, will like disintegrate or like melt into, what is that word? Dissolve into the water? Or like, you guys know what I'm talking about? This is kind of like what we're doing with our bodies right now. So right now there's like a bunch of like gunk and stuff that's just like stuck in different parts and it's never gonna really move out of the way unless we give it like a righteous like shake, like snow globe shake. So you can like give it a proper like jump, right? Like that's cool, that's fun, love it. If you have the energy for it, go for it. If you don't, you can just lift the heels and let them drop, landing with soft knees. And that's gonna create a nice little like bounce reverberation as well. And then when you're like, wow, I'm really done, I don't feel like doing this anymore, just double time. Take up space. You can now breathe in and out through the mouth. Audible sighs. Recommended. Love it. So we also use lymphatic shaking to help release trauma. So if you think about like when dogs get in a fight or they're like playing with one another and they end up getting in a fight because it goes too far, what do they do after? They shake it out. You know, rabbits, when they're like almost caught by a falcon, but they're not. Once they escape, they shake it out to release that physical trauma, that physical manifestation of that trauma. So there's that. We're going to go into our breath of joy. It's a 4-part breath, and it looks like this. Feet nice and wide. It's a third of an inhale in as the arms sweep forward, third of an inhale in as the arms sweep out, and a third of an inhale in as the arms sweep forward again. Blender ball and protein shakers. Thank you. That's exactly what I was talking about. So it's in, and a big ha, like yell it out. Arms sweep back behind you like through chair pose. You're throwing something. So we got 10 of those. In, through the nose, in. No exhale in between. In, out through the mouth. Ha! In, ha! In, ha! In, ha! 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 3 more. If you haven't joined in yet, here's your chance. Ha! Ha! Last one, make it count. Ha! Feet come nice and wide, hand to the belly, hand to the heart. Eyes can close. Just take a moment here to feel what was created. Taking your body in like a snow globe, giving it a righteous shake. And now we look to see where that glitter dust settled. What is revealed? Higher heart rate, increased body temperature, and what else? Or what stopped you from participating? What resistance shows up when you're invited to just let go? What resistance shows up when you're invited to take up space physically and audibly? Not good or bad, not right or wrong, just something to notice. Let the eyes gently blink open. You may take a sip of water or towel off if you built up some sweat. Yes, protein shakers. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Gout Clout. I was like trying to describe it in every word, all the words except that, because I couldn't think of the word. It's funny. Okay. So if you're already on the ground, just stay there. I'll meet you there. If not, you can come down with me. There we go. Arms sweep up at the end of the mat with a deep breath in, full body stretch. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, bend the knees deep, 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 so deep that you come to seated. You can use your hands. I don't want you breaking any tailbones or anything crazy like that. So, we're doing lots of leg stuff, but it's got a couple more things for you because I think it's going to feel good. Let's leave the right leg extended long and bring, what's happening with the hand situation? And bring the left foot into the inside of the right thigh. Looks like that. Like a seated tree pose. I like shifting forward just a little bit because I'm trying to get this anterior tilt in my hips.
instead of being rounded or even perfectly straight up, I'm overcompensating and trying to get that like Donald Duck little butt flip thing, like arch in the spine. I'm not going to get it because of the positioning of my legs, but that's going to set me up for this next pose. Hands come to the sides, they're even pushing you a little bit forward, chest pressing forward like proud pigeon pose. Deep breath in, get tall. And exhale, we hinge forward, belly, chest, head. Hands can work their way down the leg. They land anywhere. They don't land on top of the knee. We're not pressing the knee down. Like, there's space below the knee. It's all good. We're working towards getting the leg straight, but even if it's here, it's okay. We're working towards it. Heel, if your leg is straight, the heel presses into the ground so hard that, the foot flexes so hard, you can see it better here, that you can actually lift the heel up off the ground like we could fit a postcard, like a paper under there. Because I'm pressing the calf into the ground. Yeah? Deep breath in, and exhale, letting it go. Notice if your right shoulder is really pressing down or your left shoulder is popping up, you just want to keep it square. Both shoulders, same distance from the ground. That can be really frustrating because maybe with your right arm you can reach, but with your left arm you can't. Well, just let it go. It's not a race. Both hands get there or both hands don't. Chandrasana, forehead to knee pose, but I'm not bringing my forehead to my knee. No, I'm trying to bring my chin to my shin. Just got one more deep breath here. And bring it back up to seated. I know, but I really want to do pigeon pose. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to bring my hands to the left behind me and let my legs go with it until left knee's up to left hand behind left wrist. Cross the ankle towards the right hip and then walk the left foot, the right foot back, back, back. So left knee, left wrist. Right foot back, the toe points and presses into the ground. So hard you could lift the knee if you needed to. Hips are squared. Inhale, deep breath in, nice and tall. And exhale, we roll forward. Belly, chest, head. It's like I'm trying to touch the wall in front of me, more importantly than coming down. Eventually you'll come down anyway because, newsflash, that your upper body is connected to your lower body through your hips. So, head comes to land on stacked fists, a block, a pillow, the ground itself, wherever, so that you don't feel like you're in a perpetual push-up. Whole upper body just gets to relax. As we breathe into that left hip, wherever you feel the stretch. Eko Pada Konasana, folded pigeon pose. Last deep breath here, fullest expression of your pose. And hands press into the ground, walking yourself upright. We'll sit down on the left butt cheek. So we're seated back the way we came. Yeah? Extend the left leg long. Right foot comes into the inside of the left thigh. Square the hips once more. Once again, working towards that anterior tilt in the hips. Left foot's flexed, pressing the heel away. Hands come to the sides, deep breath in, get tall. And exhale, hinge forward, belly, chest, head. Down into your Shasana, forehead to knee pose, but still, like I said before, it's more of a nose to toes, chin to shin type action. And here now it's going to be your right arm, your left arm that's really trying to go forward to reach the hand, to reach the foot. But notice how this right shoulder's popped up, and we just want to counteract that by bringing it down the same distance, even if it means letting go, just let it go of the foot. It's not about grabbing onto the foot, who cares, it can go anywhere. It's about stretching out the back of that left leg, keeping the shoulders square to the ground, and keeping the breathing full even throughout the contortion of these postures. So here we are in a forward fold. Belly's being squished against the thigh. God knows what else. So what do we have to do to continue breathing fully? Open up the space in the backside body. Open up some airwaves, some air room in the backside rib cage. Space between the shoulder blades. Utilize that. All right, how do you do that? By practicing. Here we are, practicing. Practicing is not comfortable. It's not pretty. It is the only way to evolve and continue opening up spaces in the body. Last deep breath here in this one-legged forward fold. And walk the hands up. Oh, hello, Raiders. Mobility Gabe, my friend. Hello, hello. Swiss, Gabe, hello. We're just at the very end of our movement practice, so it's kind of like longer holds and stretches. Yeah, tell us about your class today. So just got out of this forward fold, and now we're going to do the opposite stretch on this leg. So we're walking the hands all the way to the right. Pivot on the back foot to bring the knee to the behind the right wrist. Cross the ankle towards the left hip, and heel toe walk the left foot back until the hips are square to the ground. Point the toe, not sickling in, just straight back. And press the top of the foot into the ground so hard that you could lift the knee if necessary. What did you focus on today? Yes, talking about health, aspects of health, and some shoulder rehab exercising. Nice. We're mostly focusing on legs today, so hopefully this is a nice balance to yours. So I'm not sitting down on this right butt cheek. I'm trying to keep my hips square to the ground like the front hip bones are going to touch the earth. On the inhale, so I'm just arching my back just for the deep breath in, shoulder blades squeezed together. This is called proud pigeon pose. Wait, grab this so I can actually see what you guys are saying. Deep breath in. And then on the exhale, remember, it's moving forward more so than pressing down. So belly towards the front of the room, chest towards the front of the room, head towards the front of the room, so we have nice length in the spine as we come down. Head comes to land on stacked fists, hands, a block, a pillow, the ground itself, wherever works, so that you don't feel like you're in a perpetual push-up. You want to feel like your whole top body is completely relaxed, so you can focus on the stretch that your right hip, thigh, leg is getting. Release any tension in the jaw, in between the teeth. The whole face is relaxed, no furrowing of the brow. Everything in the body is relaxed as we just focus all the attention on that right hip, glute, wherever you might feel this stretch. Eko-Pada Konasana, pigeon pose, folded pigeon pose. Every exhale is an invitation to relax another part of the body, relieve some other tension or stress that does not serve you. So when we're breathing in and out through the nose, slow, deep breaths. And once again, we find ourselves here in a folded position, so your belly might be a bit constricted by your bottom leg or by the earth. So you can work on breathing into that space between the shoulder blades, so filling up other parts of the rib cage with air when you're working on some sort of contortion or twist that maybe doesn't allow air into our belly breathing that we work on when we're in a normal seated or meditation position. And we just got one more deep breath here, fullest expression of the pose. And press our hands into the ground, coming up right. Just sit down onto this right butt cheek until you're all the way seated back the way we came. Heels pressed away, you can scooch it forward so any fleshiness gets left back here. Your sit bones are really pressed into the ground. Seated up tall with a deep breath in. And exhale, hinge it forward. Belly, chest, head. So you're trying to come down with a flat back to the best of your ability. When you can't go any further, just allowing for that rounding. Hands go where serves you. The heels are still pressed away. Feet so flexed that maybe the calves are pressed into the ground. And it can feel good to let your head be heavy, but if that brings any pain to your neck or lower back, it's more of a nose towards toes type movement. Just keeping a little engagement in the head and the neck will keep the weight of your head from straining your hamstrings or lower back. If that's a concern of yours, or if your body is telling you that it should be a concern of yours. And this is called Paschimottanasana, head to feet pose. So I'm actively pressing the backs of my legs into the ground. Still there's space, right? Like, even though I've been working on this for a long time, there's still space because my calves and hamstrings are going to be thicker than behind my knees. So if the backs of my knees were touching the ground, I would just be like hyper flexible or double jointed, and that's really dope, but my body's not, so I'm not going to force it to do anything that it doesn't want to do. Just got one more deep breath here. And bring it back up to seated. Bend in the knees, and the thighs come in towards the body. Belly presses into the thighs, and we tilt it back for our Ardha Navasana boat pose. We've been working on this for like a week or so now. So my shins are parallel to the ground. Shoulder blades are squeezed tight together. Deep breath in here. And exhale, the hands can release. Inhale, opening the ankle of my body for a deep breath in. And exhale, we just sustain. Inhale, open up the ankle. I'm straightening out my legs with every increment. Holding for the exhale. Inhale, I open up even wider in the ankle. Hold it for the exhale. And then let it all go. Full body stretch. Then let the knees bend and come in towards the chest. And allow both knees to gently release onto the right side. Right hand lands on top of left knee, and left arm opens up like the letter T. Supta Chandrasana, so reclining spinal twist. The gaze can even look over that left hand to complete the spinal twist, as our neck is part of our spine. And the whole body's relaxed here, so it doesn't matter if the legs are touching the ground or if the knees are touching one another, everything's relaxed except the left shoulder's pressing down towards the earth. Head comes back up through center, knees come up through center, and we'll release the knees over to the right, to the left, my apologies, to the other side, excellent. Left hand lands on top of right knee, and right arm opens up like the letter T, straight out to the side. Just my right shoulder is really pressing into the ground, otherwise the whole body's relaxed.
This left hand on the knee is really just to hold it in place. I'm not like pressing down real hard or anything crazy like that. Then we exhale, I'm just letting the body rest heavier, releasing any tension, any spots that I notice might be holding or squeezing or tensing up unnecessarily. And so I just get to train my body, or really, I want to say more like train my mind to ask, where am I holding unnecessary tension? Like, oh, do my glutes need to be squeezing here? No. Do my shoulders need to be tense here? No. And it's not like, oh, I'm bad because I'm always clenching my jaw or anything like that. No, it's just, oh, okay, I tend to do that. Let me just let it go. So the more times throughout my practice I can ask that, the more times likely throughout the day I'll ask that. And it's just an opportunity to let stuff go. Ghost floof. Apologies, had to disappear. Had a very interesting person knock at the door. Glad to see you're still intact. Yes, we're still in one piece, my friend. Thank you for coming back and checking in. I needed that. Head comes back up through center. Knees come up through center. You're making it just in time for final relaxation pose. Now, before we get there, it's just some free movement. Whatever your body might be asking for, all class we told our body what to do, and now we ask back. What's left? Any body part not get attention that it wanted attention from? Any last stretch or movement or wiggle? It doesn't have to have a fancy yoga name. Truly, it can be whatever calls to you. You're just trying to get whatever restlessness out of the body before we come into this stillness practice. So if you know, like your hands are always wiggling, or like it's like your head or your face even, you can like scrunch your face here. Just get all of those like wiggles out so that you can truly rest in stillness in this next meditation that we're about to practice together. And as we're ready to enter into our Savasana final relaxation pose, it looks like this. Just laying flat on your back. Legs land, maybe feet a foot distance apart, legs so relaxed that the feet naturally splay open to the sides. We'll release our arms down by the sides, palms face open to the sky, a symbol, a mudra of receptivity. Allow yourself to receive the full benefits of your effort here today. If laying flat on your back brings any pain to your lower back, you can bend in the knees, feet come nice and wide, maybe the edges of the mat, and let your knees knock together. When we lift the hips, just a little tuck to bring lower back to press into the ground, and then relax it. So there's no effort here. This pose is called broken bridge. I'm just letting the knees knock together, and this should alleviate the pain in the lumbar spine. Traditionally, it's with the legs down the length of the mat, but you do what works for you. I like to tuck the shoulders under to keep my chest nice and supported, and the gaze is just straight up towards the sky. Eyes can close if that's comfortable. That's the invitation, the recommendation. But if you're uncomfortable having your eyes closed, you can just have them gaze up towards the sky, nice and soft, not looking at anything in particular. I'm going to come up to seated just so that I can more skillfully guide you through this, or with more ease. But you stay laying down, and this way I can also play some singing bowls for you. Where's the fluffy doggo gone? The fluffy doggo has gone to cuddle with my husband who's sleeping. So, yeah, one-on-one attention. I don't blame her. She's got a good life. She goes between like napping and cuddling and adventuring and running around like all day. It's pretty dope. So here we are in Savasana. The posture. And here we are as we enter Savasana, the practice. We'll start with 3 cleansing breaths, just like we did in the beginning of class, but just let your shoulders stay relaxed. It's a
Deep breath in through the nose and an audible sigh out through the mouth. And just allow your breath to continue in and out through the nose. Allowing your exhalations to become longer and deeper than your inhalations. Invite space between top and bottom teeth as the jaw hangs heavy and the tongue falls away from the roof of the mouth. As all the muscles in the mouth and lips and cheeks relax. Nose and nostrils relax, allowing breath to gently pass through like waves lapping up to shore. Eyes rest heavy in their sockets. Eyelids just barely touching. And the space between the eyebrows broadens as all the muscles in the forehead relax. All the muscles surrounding the ears with all their wrinkles and folds relax all the way into the ear canals, releasing effort. And the muscles in the back of the head and top of the head all rest. Neck and throat release. And shoulders, shoulder blades, and the space in between all melt away. Upper arms and elbows relax. Forearms and wrists release. And palms, backs of the hands, knuckles, fingers, fingertips, fingernail beds. Whole hands alive with vibration. Whole hands alive with creative potential. Rest and integrate all that you practice. Upper back, middle and lower back. Rest heavy, supported by the ground below. Chest gently rises and falls. Belly gently rises and falls with the breath. And the glutes, pelvis, hips rest heavy, supported by the ground below. Thighs and knees melt away. Lower legs and ankles rest. And the heels, arches, toe ball mounds, tops of the feet, and all of the toes rest. Whole body rests. Whole body rests. Whole body rests. Notice if in your mind, if even just for a moment there was silence, a pause in that inner monologue. Notice if in your breath there's a sense of depth and ease. Notice if in your body the places of tension have found space. The places of restlessness have found peace. Allow for everything that did and did not happen in class today. And know that in yoga, practice makes practice. Nothing more and nothing less. Allow your inhalations to become longer and deeper than your exhalations. Every inhale bringing you and your awareness up to the surface, front side of the body. As fingers begin to wiggle and toes begin to curl. Head gently rocks side to side. And arms reach up overhead for a full body stretch. Allow your knees to bend and roll over to whichever side feels natural. Landing in a fetal position, you can use your arm as a pillow, fully released, fully supported by the earth below. Bring to mind any intention or dedication you set for class today, or take this opportunity to set one now. And if that intention inspires you, take it with you off the mat and into the world. Allow it to affect you and the people around you for the rest of your day. With eyes still closed or gently lowered, press your hands into the ground to come up to a seated position, just like how we started class. Hands come to meet at heart center, palms pressed together in Anjali Mudra. Today we worked on a series of leg strengthening and hip opening postures. The first namaste is said silently to yourself, thanking your body for the effort it put into class. And the second namaste is said out loud to one another, to everyone who held space for this practice. Namaste. Thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone who joined me today. Gout Cloud, if you're still here, enjoy your breakfast. Namaste, Bodhi, Ghost Floof. Yeah, 2 a.m. your time. Where are you? Are you in Australia right now? Yeah, same here, Gout Cloud. Well, I'm not in the Bay Area, but I'm on the west coast of, like, in California. So Swiss, namaste. Thank you, namaste, and thank you to all the raiders as well. Mobility Gabe, I've been missing you, buddy. Nope, Japan. Ah, okay, very cool. I think I was in the right. I was getting there, like, with my time zones and whatnot. What part of Japan are you in? I love Halloween. So, but also I spent a month in Japan back in 2017, so I got to see a little bit of it. Hokkaido. Oh, okay. So further north, so my husband and I backpacked from Tokyo down to Hiroshima. So we got to spend time in a bunch of places in between, but we never left the main island until the very last weekend we spent in Okinawa, which, regret is a strong word. I wouldn't say we regret. I'm glad that the people were fine, it was fine, but we both wish we would have gone north for that last, like, couple of days instead of going all the way south, but it was good because I think we probably would have never left Japan if we had nothing but really, really positive experiences. So I think Okinawa and just, like, the reality of, like, oh, you're American, everyone hates you, was necessary for us to be like, all right, it's time to go home and try to make this country better. Yeah, amazing area, loving the 2 a.m. door knocks. Yeah, oh my gosh, it's just me yelling in the background. Sorry to your neighbors. Thank you, Bodhi, for yeah, I don't know how to edit my chat, like, things so that I can, like, update the stream elements thing. Like, I signed on to stream elements and looked it up, but I can't figure it out. So I'm gonna have to look up a YouTube tutorial later. So the link doesn't work, but Venmo at Samela St. Pierre, at my name, is the best way to financially support this stream. Just being here is a huge, like, energetic and morale support. But if you are inspired to tip, $5 does get you a recording to today's class or any other class. You can just drop in the date that you wish you had been here for class, and I'll send you that link as well. Swiss, yeah, let me know if I can help. It looks like it should be easy. It really shouldn't be that difficult to edit the stream elements, like, chat commands, but, like, everywhere that I go is like, just go to the commands link on the drop down menu, and I'm like, you think? I don't know where the commands, like, link is. Anyway, I don't want to be damsel in distressy. I can figure it out. I'm not that bad at technology, I swear. I mean, I make this work, right? But nothing to brag about, my ladies and gentlemen. Nothing to brag about, that's for sure. Ghost Sleuth. Anyways, have a lovely day ahead, girl. Thanks for fun chats as always. Take care out there, especially with your wrists. Thank you, my friend. I painted so much, Ghost Floof. I painted so much yesterday, and we barely got wrist resiliency in today. Nah, I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day as well. Get some rest, maybe? I don't know. I don't want to send you to bed. Like, you do you, boo. But, yeah, all that jazz. So what is it looking like? We've got 7. Yeah, we're gonna have 6 because Ghost Floof is gonna head out. So should we raid Mum Furious sets and reps? You want to raid sets and reps, Swiss R? Let's do it. We're good because I actually went for my run before, so I can actually hang out a little bit for whoever we raid. So I dig it. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, Swiss R with the assist, my friend. Thank you. You're my, like, Twitch, you're like my little Twitch fairy godmother. I mean that lovingly. I know you're in Switzerland, so I don't know if that's going to translate appropriately, but I mean that in like every time I have a problem with Twitch, you like come in with your little magic wand and like help me get the answers. So I appreciate you. And for, oh my gosh, the little angel meow bless. Stop it. You know who you are to this community. Okay, so we're gonna slash rate sets and reps. Boom, baby. All right, cool. 10 seconds. We're gonna be rating sets and reps. I don't think I know them yet, so we're just gonna drop a bunch of tigers and stuff in the chat and say hi and just keep spreading the love. Much love from me to all of you.